Action. All right, welcome, good morning. My name is Sierra Too Tough, also known as Sierra Too Fit, and whenever you see me, I will most likely be saying good morning because I do wake up at the butt crack of dawn, and sometimes even before that. I like to say I wake the roosters up. They gotta beat me to it. They gotta be quicker than that. Missy, hi love, can you move? Anywho, good morning. I am excited about today's video because we're gonna be talking about gym anxiety, things I would have done differently if I started my fitness journey over. I want to say, first and foremost, before we hop in, that you're gonna get some different tips, you're gonna get different stories, you're gonna get different information, you're gonna see different mindsets, you're gonna see different approaches. None of them are the wrong way. It is not a one-size-fits-all ordeal. I'm excited to be a part of something that shows all of the different ways and methods that you can go about it and still be successful. I am the youngest of the bunch. I just turned 24 in December, which I think plays a role in my approach. I will say that I was like a baby learning how to crawl, and that's how I'm going to treat this video. I'm going to pretend that you are a baby learning how to crawl when it comes to starting your fitness journey. I was 20 when I was at my heaviest. I started my journey at 21, but before that I was actually homeschooling myself through high school. And while I was homeschooling, I was binging, I was eating, I was not focused on weight loss at all. But when I was actually living with my parents, like before I got kicked out, I was in middle school and high school, and I was trying to do diets. My mom would put me on 500 a day calorie diets, which I like now saying it makes my skin crawl. Like, that's insane. When parents don't know what to teach their kids, the kids also struggle. My whole point being is I never even had the chance to understand or research or learn about nutrition or what a calorie deficit was. I never even heard of one. So by the time I actually hit my biggest point at 21 years old, there was never even a period of time for me to understand anything about fitness. Yes, I tried diets. Yes, I tried going vegan. I lost a lot of hair because I did it the wrong way. I've done so many different things, but I never actually sat down and took the time to research what was actually necessary. So like I said, I was like a baby learning how to crawl when I made the decision to get VSG, because everything just spiraled out of control, and I was like, I don't care what needs to happen, something needs to happen, because this is insane. So here is what I wish I would have known when starting my fitness journey before I made the decision to get gastric sleeve surgery. One, the word calorie deficit always freaked me out. I had no idea what I was looking at. I had no idea what I was getting into. The term that actually changed everything for me was the word cut. You hear cutting and bulking a lot when it comes to strength training and bodybuilding and things like that, but the word cut literally changed everything for me, researching what a cut meant. That meant strength training while in a calorie deficit. You learn so much more from people who are talking about going on a cut than you do researching what kind of diet you should go on. Whenever I was like researching calorie deficits, it was always like super diet culture. If I were to restart my fitness journey, I would just solely focus on researching, doing YouTube, ChatGPT, finding people that are on a cut, that are talking about a cut. It's not toxic diet culture, still allows you to eat things that you like, and helps you get a better understanding of what a calorie deficit is, what macros are, and why they play a part in your weight loss journey, okay? Another thing that I would do if I was just restarting my fitness journey this time around is, which is what I actually did, make a separate social media account, either on TikTok or Instagram, wherever you spend majority of your time, for fitness content. Follow fitness creators, and I highly recommend that you follow licensed or certified professionals who share information and workouts, right? So both of the Deses share workout routines on their Instagram, which is awesome. These are people that I would end up following to save their workouts, to get ideas of recipes that they're using or cooking. And then I would force myself to spend at least 10 to 20 minutes scrolling through that page every day. And I'm talking about like literally don't follow anybody that you personally know, but make an account to where you're just consuming fitness and nutrition content from people who are considered professionals. It's going to bring motivation. You're gonna wanna get up after you watch all of that content. You're gonna have a lot to go off of. You're gonna learn some new information. As long as you're persistent and wanting to learn more, you're gonna do your own further research, and make sure you do that before implementing anything. But it's a great place to find your motivation outside of your personal Instagram and TikTok account, okay? Now, as far as actually getting into the gym, beating gym anxiety, my take was actually, I think, a little bit different. My approach was a little bit different, but not by any means unique, right? What I actually did was I'm the type that's like balls to the wall, all in or all out. I'm still working on that mindset because it can get a little crazy. But what I actually did in the very beginning of my weight loss journey, which I don't regret for a second, and I actually have heard of girls take this advice and it be useful for them. So if it works for you, that's great. Walked into a gym, I signed up for a year contract. I wanted to pre-commit. I'm reading a book called Indistractable, and there's a term that we call pre-commitment. You're going to lock yourself into this commitment, and you're gonna make sure that you show up because you made a promise to your future self by signing that year-long contract, and that's exactly what I did. And it was not cheap by any means, okay? That membership was not cheap. So I did show up every day, and I would go straight to the yoga room or the quietest corner, and I would stretch, and I would literally people watch, okay? You can come in with a hat, you can come in with a hood, you can have a jacket, you can literally just be tucked off with your earphones. Watch people, watch the cardio machines, watch the weightlifters, watch people on machines. Are they reading instructions? Like, I was very observant of other people. Are people watching other people? Are they gonna be looking at me once I walk through? And I realized very quickly, everybody's in their own world. For 2 weeks, I went in, stretched. I bought a girl's Canva 5-day gym split, which was very basic: back, biceps, glutes, hammies, all types of stuff. Just a 5-day split of workouts. And if it was leg day tomorrow, I was looking up every workout and every machine the night before. And then I would be excited to go find those. It was like an Easter egg hunt for me. And then once I would spot the machines, I would just take note of it, and I'd still go to the yoga room and just stretch and then go home. And I would be like, next week, when I come back on this leg day, that's when I'm actually gonna approach the machine and see if I can actually put the pieces together and actually have the nerves to get up on the machine. Eventually, I worked up enough courage to finally just say, you know, I'm gonna try these out. And that's how I eased into weightlifting at the gym and getting comfortable, at least just trying the machines and getting in there and going. But yes, for the first 2 weeks, I showed up, just stretched, and people watched and just observed. The next thing that I highly recommend is weighing your food out in grams. Yes, you can use cups, you can use ounces, but I personally like grams because almost everything has grams on the packaging. Unless it's like liquid, then it's a milliliter. But honestly, the fluid milliliters is the equivalent to grams either way. So if I have 240 milliliters of unsweetened almond milk, I still have 240 grams of unsweetened almond milk. It's almost the equivalent. A lot of people say they don't like to track. I highly recommend tracking at some point, but do not start that if you're just getting in the gym at the same time. Don't focus on gym and nutrition and going balls to the wall on everything on day one, because it's going to be a step-by-step process. Get comfortable in the gym first. Once you get comfortable in the gym, you're gonna be excited about that progress, and that excitement is actually just going to push you into the next stage. You're like, what can I do more to see more progress? I can actually start meal prepping. So when you actually get into, once you're finally comfortable in the gym, now you meal prep. Now you have the gym and the meal prep combined, and everything slowly starts to combine. My camera actually overheated and shut down in the middle of me talking. I was spitting bars. Don't try to kill all the birds with one stone. One stone at a time. Stone, stone, stone. Make sure you hit each bird with each stone first before you move on to the next one. Am I clocking business? Are we standing on business right now? Are we standing on T? Okay, cool, great, awesome. I'm glad we're on the same page. The last tip that I'm gonna leave here, because this is clearly a yapathon: do all of the workouts with body weight first. You don't have to pick up a weight, not even 5 pounds. You can if you want, right? But honestly, look stupid and get comfortable with movement first. Like, I'm serious, I was in the gym doing lateral raises with no weights. Or if you don't want to do that at the gym, do it at home the night before when you're watching the YouTube videos. I would actually sit there and replicate hip thrusts. I would sit there and replicate RDLs with imaginary weights, lateral raises, pull downs. Literally, I would be in here like this, like, okay, my form. I would be in the mirror doing these things because I'm like, I want to just at least have this down so that by the time I actually touch some weights, I kind of have an idea of what I'm doing. That's how much anxiety I would have about looking dumb, not knowing what I'm doing, if the form was bad, whatever. Focus on form before you start touching weights. And if you have to do that at home before you go to the gym, do that. Like, literally just crush that aspect first. Another thing is, you're gonna be very, very, very sore when you first get into lifting, but I want to remind you that it's going to be harder before it gets easier. That soreness, it's gonna feel like you got hit by a train at first, especially if you're weightlifting and this is your first time in the gym, but it's okay. You're going to just get a massage gun or massage yourself. Eat lots of protein, sleep very well, get lots of water, hydrate, and stretch. And the soreness will subside with time. Like, it will not be nearly as bad. It is only bad during like the first like month maybe, but get through that hard part and I promise you it will get so much easier on your body. And last thing I want to add, it's very hard for a lot of us to get into the gym and complete a full workout. If you go into the gym with a full workout, please do not overexert yourself to the point where you're not going to want to show up tomorrow. If you feel like you're going to throw up, if you feel like you're going to pass out, if you feel like you're actually dying and you're in pain instead of discomfort is normal, but pain is not. Do not work through pain. Do not work through that feeling of nausea. Don't. In the beginning, feel free to cut it short, go home, because you do not want to overwhelm yourself and then your brain clocks it as a negative experience. You want it to be a halfway decent experience when you first get in there so that you actually want to show up tomorrow. So, it took me almost a month and a half to actually get through a full workout without literally wanting to throw up. So one of my first like hoorays was literally just simply getting through a workout without wanting to throw up. So that's a thing too. So I think honestly, those are my gym anxiety tips, what I would do differently, what I would do if I were to start today. Those are my tips. Sorry, I know the lighting is a little bit different now because it's a little bit later in the day, but I am editing and I wanted to throw a couple of clips in there since I won't be able to actually like get over to the gym. But I also wanted to give you an example of what I eat in a day while still enjoying things like sweet treats. Like, my current obsession is Anna bars and coffee. Like, those are the two things I can have throughout the day that are gonna keep me absolutely like craving free. Okay, what my breakfast might look like is, my hyperfixation right now is an egg sandwich on thin sliced sourdough. It's 70 calories per slice. I like to do 30 to 40 grams of avocado smashed onto the bread, and then I'll add a thin layer of red onion and a thick layer of banana peppers, because banana peppers and egg whites, I forgot, 1 egg and around 230 grams of egg whites. I usually can't fit all of the eggs in between the bread, but I'll have some eggs on the sandwich and some on the side. And it's a huge filling breakfast that keeps me full all the way until lunchtime. For my water, if I have a hard time getting that in, I'm flavoring it with either electrolytes, collagen and greens. There is creatine monohydrate powder that's flavored. Mine right now is from Prozis. I have one that's like taller than my head that I love. Or you can do calorie-free sweeteners like Crystal Light, Mio. There's flavored waters. You can use those as well. For a snack in between breakfast and lunch, I will eat one of the Anna bars. And actually, I have a whole variety box getting delivered tomorrow because I go to the store and buy one every day, which is becoming a problem. For lunch, I've been super enjoying fish, more specifically tuna, more specifically from Safe Catch, because they have the lowest mercury. They test every batch. It's like a cheat code. For 100 calories, you can get almost 21 grams of protein. So I'll eat 2 packets of tuna for 210 calories and 42 grams of protein for lunch. I don't have to cook. I simply open up a little packet, put a fork in it, and eat it. And they do have flavored packets. They've got garlic and herb. They have spicy tuna. They literally have so many different varieties. They've got salmon, smoked trout. Like, I've been eating a lot of fish, okay? A lot of fish. Sometimes I'll have a piece of toast. Sometimes I won't. Sometimes I'll just eat fish so I can have a bigger dinner for later. But during dinner, I'll either have an egg sandwich again, or recently I've been going to H-E-B and getting their meal simple or simple meal bowls. They have like chicken Alfredo, which I had one earlier. Yeah, meal simple. So the one that I had earlier was a beef and broccoli bowl, and it's 400 calories, 23 grams of protein, 52 carbs. And so these are also really easy, and I've been using those because I have not been in the mood for cooking. I also am not going to get groceries right now because there's a storm coming in Texas, and if I lose power and all my food goes bad, that's no good. So I'm kind of preparing. I got a lot of non-perishables, but if I'm still hungry at some point in between, I'll really just pop open a can of like chicken noodle soup. And there are some brands out there that have 20 grams of protein for 200 something calories too. So the ones with double protein, or the ones that have meatballs in them, Those are really high in protein, very easy to pop a can open, heat it up on the stove. Sometimes I'll eat it straight from the can, not even heating it up. It gets really lazy around here sometimes. Honestly, I repeat a lot of the same foods over and over and over. Like something that might be a little bit different is I might have Greek yogurt one day, or I'll make an at-home mug cake with oat flour instead of having an Anabar. There's just very slight differences in the things that I eat, but I'm very much repetitious when I'm on a cut because I like easy, I like simple, I like knowing what my macros are going to hang out around on a day-to-day basis. So, getting on with the rest of the video, y'all. So I hope that some of these tips were useful. If you found them useful, don't forget to give me a follow on Instagram at Sierra2Tough. Give us a subscribe here at the Gym Girl Diaries because you're gonna get a lot of tea, a lot of information. I'm gonna get out of here before I continuously talk your head off. But I love you so much. Thank you so much for tuning into the Gym Girl Diaries. We have so much more tea to spill for you guys. And I look forward to showing up every Thursday on your screen right here in your home. I'm home invading. No, I just I hope y'all have a beautiful, beautiful Thursday. Much love, and I will see y'all next week. Mwah.